Imagine snow falling on a highland glen where fiddles join the winter wind and harps weave the magic of the season. That's what you'll hear this week on Celtic Christmas Music, number 85. Welcome to Celtic Christmas Music. I am Marc Gunn. I am a Celtic musician and podcaster and also host of the Irish and Celtic Music Podcast. We are promoting Celtic culture through Christmas cheer. We want to bring a little magic and joy into your holiday season, and not just me, but all of the Celtic musicians we feature here today. If you hear music you love, please email the artists. Show your support. You'll find a link to all of them in the show notes at CelticChristmasPodcast.com. We're just a few months away from Christmas. So I hope you enjoy this music as we warm up for the holiday season. We kicked off the show with Cedar Dobson. That was We Wish You a Merry Christmas, Trepak, Jingle Bells, Auld Lang Syne from her album A Whistle Wonderland, Christmas Melodies in a Celtic Style. Next up is Band of Brothers with Andrew T. Christmas from On Christmas Day.
Santa and his sack bring you heaps of Yuletide crack. John Joyner, Keith Johnson, Mick, Kevin.
After Band of Brothers came Ann Roos and David Blonski with A Winter's Dance from their same titled album, then Dublin Gulch with Hosie's Well, View from the Top from the Best of a Celtic Cowboy Christmas, a double album. Right before I was about to record this episode the first time, I accidentally deleted my entire music catalog, including all of my Celtic Christmas music. Yes, I am happy to say that a lot of it was available from the places I bought it, Amazon Music and Bandcamp, but I still lost a lot of great music. Hopefully I can recover it slowly over time in the days and months to come as we head up to Christmas. But I say that because I want to thank you for making it possible. This podcast is funded by your generosity. It pays for the engineer, graphic designer, promotion of the podcast, and allows me to buy a lot of the music that I play on the show. As a patron, you get ad-free episodes, and you get a private feed to listen to the podcast. You can sign up for as little as $1 per month, or even better, get an annual subscription. Here is your 3-step plan to support the podcast. Number 1, go to our Patreon page. Number 2, decide how much you want to pledge every month. Number 3, keep listening to Celtic Christmas music to celebrate Celtic culture through Christmas music. You can become a generous Christmas patron at patreon.com/Celtic Christmas. My hope is to have at least one episode in September and at least one episode in October. So stay tuned for those. With any luck, maybe I'll pull in another interview or some good Christmas stories. If you have any, feel free to email me, CelticPodcast@gmail.com. Next up is Mary Kate Spring Lee with Ding Dong Merrily on High and Christmas Eve Reel from her album Carol of the Child. After Mary Kate Springley came Wee Banjo 3 with Sunrise at Solstice from A Winter Wonderful. Then The Fire with Christmas Day is Here at Last from The Fire's Very Scottish Christmas. Thank you so very much for supporting Celtic Christmas music. I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate your support. I've debated many times on whether I should keep this podcast going, especially now that it is running on a monthly subscription. And yet many of you have been supporting the podcast all year long. So thank you. Your support is going to pay off this holiday season. Not only are there some episodes that you might not have listened to because it wasn't Christmas time, but I'm going to try to get out some extra episodes just for you. And maybe I'll find a few bonuses that I can put over on our Patreon page just for our generous supporters. I think I definitely need to do that. I might put together an extra long Celtic Christmas special. That sounds like a good plan. I'm going to work on that. We're going to finish up the show with Ashley Davis. This is Let Merry Meet. It's from her album Songs of the Celtic Winter 2. Thank you so much for listening. Sláinte.
See how she shines in the snowfall. See how the toiling forest bed, the cold oars of streams that are frozen in the morning winter air. Move off this cold with logs on the hearth. Bring in your welcomes, hold on to your hearts. The gods will not ask you to be merry when weak. Fill up your cups, let merry meet. Young men enjoy love and dancing within the whispering forest there. Take ribbons from their branches in the evening winter air. Move off this cold with logs on the hearth. Bring in your welcomes, hold on to your hearts. The gods will not ask you to be merry when weak. Fill up your cups, let merry meet. Go meet her now so softly. She'll wrap you in her winter fair. Fall into her morning, she will warm you there. Move off this cold with logs on the hearth. Bring in your welcomes, hold on to your hearts. The gods will not ask you to be merry when weak. Fill up your cups, let merry meet.
Celtic Christmas music was produced by Marc Gunn and our Christmas patrons on Patreon. The show is edited by Mitchell Peterson with graphics by Miranda Nelson Designs. Visit our website to subscribe to the podcast. You can find links to all the artists played in this episode. Todd Wiley is the editor of the Celtic Music magazine. Subscribe to get 34 Celtic MP3s for free. Plus, you'll get 7 weekly news items about what's happening with Celtic music and culture online. Best of all, you will connect with your Celtic heritage. Please tell one friend about the podcast. Word of mouth is the absolute best way to support any creative endeavor. Finally, remember, reduce, reuse, recycle, and think about how you can make a positive impact on climate change. Promote Celtic culture through Christmas music at CelticChristmasPodcast.com. Nella Canadiv.